year we have done, and I expect that this will be shared with you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a walk down the waters. Let's try and stay away from insurance for a bit. I know all of you, we are saturated with insurance right now. So I bring you news of what we've been trying to do. Alfred Thayer, we like this saying that he always says, he always used to say, whoever rules the world, the waves rules the world. And this is true. Most countries, if you look at the United States, you look at the United Kingdom, or Germany, all countries, they have really tried to control their portion of the waters, and in doing so, commanded their trade. Oh, sorry. Again, how inappropriate is it to call this planet Earth when it's quite clearly an ocean? Yeah. This is our maritime domain, ladies and gentlemen. The statistics provided there, the length of the coast is not less than 600 kilometers. The water surfaces of Kenya, both inland and coastal, if you arrange all the counties from their sizes, from the largest to the smallest, 31 of those counties out of 47 represent the water mass that is ours. And we don't know what we are doing with it so far. This is an image, ladies and gentlemen, we always refer to. When you see that image, your mind comes and say that's a port, isn't it? Those are ships. What do you see when you see that? And this is what we would like us to share. Some little more facts. 41 million people as the time we were doing this study. I'll share with you. Those are the counties. Look at them. So divide that. I think it's about 55% of that landmass is the waters that are ours. All right? This is a picture that we like a lot at the ministry. We share this picture fondly with everyone we see, everyone we go. It represents, particularly me as a young man, that picture represents me. What it means is it's a monkey. I'm not insulting myself, but the monkey is donning clothes, a shirt, and a cap made of gold. So this represents the value that I have, what I own. But I do not understand the value that I have. I am putting out my hand and begging. And what's in that bowl? Pins, keys, things of very little value. So this represents me as a young man. It makes me very angry. I've had to deal with this picture for quite some time. So it's something, and I will, every young man I see, I tell them, this is who we are right now. So either we change or we continue to be like that. The blue economy, ladies and gentlemen, is a new buzzword. It's something that is now revolutionizing the countries. Most nations have sat down and realized that if we do not exploit the resources on the water, well, everything on land will probably, it has a shelf life. But the waters connects the world, connects everything. It has resources we have not touched. All right? That's a working definition. We've tried to look around African Union. A lot of discussions has gone on. The Agenda 2063, the African Integrated Maritime Strategy 2050 also has a lot of information on the blue economy. Basically, the resources that are in the water, the waters, the water column, the living resources, the non-living resources, all these, once they are planned for sustainable use, that's an outlook on oceans economy or blue economy. Some countries use the term oceans economy. We have adopted the blue economy. So 4 questions, ladies and gentlemen, that we used to ask ourselves. What is the blue economy? And in a nutshell, you've understood what that is. How will Kenya benefit, and the region as well, by sustainable development and investment in its blue economy? We've also answered these kind of questions. How can we unlock the potentials of the blue economy, and how do we ensure a sustainable approach? In 2016, September, the President of the Republic of Kenya commissioned a committee chaired by the Chief of Defense Forces, General Samson Matete, to report to him what this committee found out that the country had as low-hanging fruits. You know, on a tree we have fruits, right? Those on top and those down there. For some reason, I do not know if this is a proven fact, but those fruits down there are yellow, most of them. They turn yellow faster than the ones up there. So the President was interested to try and understand how best could we get the waters to emancipate the country. And this same committee provided a recommendation in December 28th last year, and on the same day he again gazetted the same committee to implement whatever the recommendations that were in that report. The outcome of that allowed that the blue economy sector be realized by the government as a priority sector. Blue economy sector currently forming fisheries and maritime transport, because these are two sectors which have high synergies. Yeah, if you put them together, they would take this country very far. They would unlock wealth, they would unlock jobs, and this is the current two items that really, as a country, we are struggling with. Those are, again, as you always know, we always have function. Like right now, we're talking about insurance, and it's very difficult to find anybody who's not from insurance sector here. This is a very tight-knit event. But insurance would go more than that. Yeah, similarly, blue economy as well is an area where everyone you'll find a foot in. Everyone would find a foot in. These are the current items. This is what we are doing right now, mostly on artisanal fishing. Sport fishing in Malindi, you know, we are very heavy on that. Aquaculture and deep sea fishing. Yeah. And these are areas that exist for us to really harness. The future, we know that there are extractives in the waters that we have. We need to conduct more research and surveys. There's a lot of potentials for oil and gas that has been very clear to us. We're doing a lot of tourism. Very soon the KPA, I think they have already launched. The Minister for Tourism, Honorable Najib Balal, had already launched the development of a cruise terminal. But that is just not it. This is just but one of this segment. The whole value chain is something that we can do something about, but nobody is talking anything about it. Yeah. Deep sea mining, already talked about it. Wind energy. I'll give you an example. There's a lot of wind power tools that are being taken up country all the way to Turkana. Where, you know, just between me and you, do you know? You can assume how much is the cost of taking those items off the ship and off all the way on land transport to 500, 1,000 kilometers away. What if we took those wind power just outside here along the coast, yeah, or maybe off Diani here? We can put those wind power there, very minimal costs, and we start generating power. The ocean space is ours. Why do we have to take them all the way there? There's a lot of wind here. So it's just understanding how blue economy functions. Yep, the threats is something that we have to watch out to. Piracy and illegal fishing. I'm sorry, I'm operating both screens. That's why I'm a bit slow, but I wanted to move very fast. I'll try to do that. These are the maritime clusters we have divided. And you can see most of you are already functioning somewhere here. Yeah, so insurance and finance are actually a cluster in the maritime sector. So, and you would, most of you, I think they, some of you who have done shipbroking would have gone through a very critical component of marine insurance. And so and I also know some brokers who have done training in the maritime. So I think you would appreciate that the blue economy and the maritime sector are very tightly knit to the insurance. We developed an integrated maritime development framework, looking to, first of all, have an overarching function of the security, because this is an enabling, it's an enabler to the blue economy environment. If we do not have security, then everything else goes away. Then there's the transport perspective and the industrial perspective, which contains a lot of trade, a lot of logistics, land and offshore and on land logistics. Then the productive sectors are there, and then the services. So this is our approach in policy. Those are the ministries involved in the blue economy, touching somehow directly or indirectly to the blue economy. So you can see how inclusive that is. And all these stakeholders have participated in or contributed in us developing the blue economy agenda. A lot of questions were asked. Why the integrated maritime policy? We have already developed a zero draft on an integrated national maritime policy. And those are the reasons why, you know, competition, efficiency, service delivery, efficient transport systems. This is what drives our economies. And it was very critical the experts sit down and channel the way forward and how a government governs itself with respect to maritime. When this is not integrated, those were the challenges. And these are most of the challenges we were used to have here. These are challenges, left, right, center. It was chaotic. But slowly we can see that this is changing. Yes, insurance rates were quite high. They still are. All right, for us, a strategic focus on development of national ocean resources were an important enabler for the economy. And we feel that it is the next frontier for our country. You know, there is something we call the Matiang'i effect. You know, this is where it was good, not bad, but it was good. But it's a theory that we've said that the gentleman behind that name was very pertinent, played a very pertinent role in creating a certain scenario where we have a lot of youth, yeah, who are not able to permeate the educational system. But now, do you see any other sector, ladies and gentlemen, that can take those young people as a country? For a country, our priorities is employment for the youth, one, and also generation of wealth, which is poverty reduction. These are the tenets of the Constitution. So we feel that the next frontier for our country is the blue economy. And it is the area where we can purge out the population and skills and export labor. Optimizations of gains, ladies and gentlemen, I'll move very fast. The resources, we used, you know, since before the State Department was formed 2 years ago, we found out that we make about 2 billion shillings from the licenses we generate to give foreign fishing farms to come in and fish in our waters. But when they fish, because the condition is that we keep inspectors on board that ship, and we look at the values, the quantities they've taken, the value is 90 billion. And I remember in a conference 2015 in February, His Excellency the President was seated, and when he was given that statistics, he immediately called the Principal Secretary of Fisheries and pointed to the screen. And that was when this department was formed. This it's a disturbing figure. So why can't we do it? It's because we don't have capacity. We don't have vessels. We don't have seafarers. Yeah? Sport fishing, this is you know, at the Grand Slam, the Fantasy Slam, sorry. Fantasy Slam is where you can fish all the 5 types of fish in one area. And I think also Florida in the US is also another place. So most of you might not know, but Kenya has these resources that God gave us, but we are doing nothing about or very little about. Seaweed, south coast here, if you go to Kibuyuni, you'll see. I grew up in a fishing community, and for me, as a young man, fisheries, or being a fisherman, has a direct correlation to poverty. Because the destiny of a fisherman is the kilos that he brings home once he comes from fishing. Correct? Yes. So everyone hated fishers. We don't like the old men that go fishing, because that's poverty. So it is in our head. And then the women, because the Wazees are going fishing, they have nothing to do. They stay idle. So for over the years, and fisheries and Kemfree have been coming together to pull these women together, and they've been doing a lot of work. They cultivate seaweed, which is a very important product in making cosmetics, healthy products, and all that. We are exporting seaweed as well. So this is an area where the communities, in fact, these women groups in the South Coast right now are very rich. They are very huge financial bases. Tourism as well, we're on the same page, yes. So one ship is about, 3,000, 4,000 tourists. How many aeroplanes are those? How many flights are those? Yes, but we can have 10, 20 cruise ships in a year. And you can imagine the spin-off economies around one tourist coming on a cruise ship. These are the areas of priorities for us. The marine transport system, in a nutshell, that's how it looks like. Most of you are aware of that. International shipping, Ethiopia. We looked at Ethiopia. Ethiopia is it's big. It has a high population number in the country, but it's also landlocked. It has 18, I think now it's 19 commercial ships, and it has no coastline. Yeah. We have experts here in shipping. You understand how a ship contributes to the GDP of a country. Demurrage, we pay that amount. Last year we paid that amount, 22,000 US dollars. Demurrage, you know demurrage. I mean, I do not want to take you. And so you can imagine that amount, who do you think pays that amount? The consumers, isn't it? Yes, so it is us who pay. So business in Kenya, life in Kenya, that integrated approach to its management. The government alone spends 200 billion in importing. The government imports every year, but we pay this money out to a foreign shipping company, and the money doesn't come back. But we have Kenya National Shipping Line, which can do the same function, and the money comes back. It's just an outlook. A little bit of statistics, containers in 2014. Those are just statistics, resources. Seafaring, Philippines is a seafaring nation, ladies and gentlemen. 4.7 billion recovered in Philippines. You know, in Philippines, they just have people. They have nothing else. It's an island. They have people. And they decided to put the people first, to try and use them. This is just, it's an advantage they have. Look at the amount of revenues coming in. Every seafarer has a seafarer, every seafarer is insured. It's a must. That's why you become globally competitive. Look at the numbers, ladies and gentlemen. These are just an example of wages of seafarers at sea, like every seafarer that must be insured. These are very conservative figures. These are areas that we found that are good for our youth, boat building, shipbuilding, for wealth creation and employment of our youth. All the hull and machinery falls in there. Safety and security is an element as well. We are working towards developing a Coast Guard for the country, which is basically a police that will try and police the waters. These are areas of opportunities. Bunkering, dry docking, all these are happening right now, although on very small scale. Oil and gas, fishing. These are clusters that we've developed from the blue economy. We have in the blue ones, which are primary, and then the green ones are secondary. And you can see, I believe insurance falls somewhere here. There it is. But insurance, as it falls there as a cluster in the maritime sector, it also covers all these guys here. You see the very critical role that you play. This is quite a lot of information. This is our outlook on the blue economy and how we are going to approach it. We're going to move very fast. Bits of statistics and the growth in Africa and the world. The future prognosis, ladies and gentlemen, growth is going to happen. The statistics you have, and everyone is relying on the waters now. Seychelles, for example, woke up one day and decided and realized they have no future. They only have water around them. And they are the leading, if not the second, after Guinea, Equatorial Guinea, with the highest GDP in Africa. Just ask yourself why. Statistics as well. I think there is a gentleman here who is, yes, Kingsley. Kingsley is a gentleman. Please stand up, Kingsley. I'll give you just half a minute, possible. Introduce yourself. From a global perspective, Kingsley is a Cameroonian based in Germany. From a global perspective, you've done quite a number of, you are actually a practitioner, a marine insurer practitioner. Please introduce yourself. Try and give voice to the value that I'm trying to add on the blue economy, please.
Thank you. All the underwriters and insurers in the room, I'd like you to imagine that you could inject 20% of your annual claims back into the market. And for all the brokers, I'd like you to imagine that you could assist your clients to maintain or prevent premium hikes during policy renewal. My name is Kingsley Kwala, and I am the Managing Director of SteelFresh. At SteelFresh, we are specialists in marine claims recoveries across Africa. A few months ago, a company in Kenya was exporting 15 containers of avocados from Mombasa to several ports in Europe, including London and Rotterdam. Now, the vessel arrived the various destinations, and all the containers were damaged. All the avos in the containers were damaged. So it came out to a claim of about $400,000. Now, the interesting thing about this claim is that the policy that this gentleman had didn't cover the risk. Now, I'd like you to imagine that you were the broker in this scenario. What would you do? What would you advise your client to do? The broker in this scenario approached us, and we were able to do a recovery, and within 2 months, we gave them $236,000 back, and this is without insurance coverage. So what we are trying to say, our message to the market really is, it's a fact that we are in a soft market. It is also a fact that we cannot continue to compete on price. But through an effective, strategic subrogation recovery program, we can inject 20% of the claims that have been paid out back into the economy. At SteelFresh, we believe that the only difference between the African youth and those around the world is exposure. That is why at SteelFresh, we are committed to employing predominantly African youth who are interested in the industry to work with us in our offices in Nairobi, which caters for East Africa, Douala, which caters for West and Central Africa, Johannesburg, which caters for Southern Africa, and we also have a London presence, which facilitates the services that we are rendering on the continent. So, ladies and gentlemen, join us. Let us seize the advantage, the opportunities that lies in this uncertain market. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Kingsley. And from a global perspective, I appreciate that the kind of impact that MCI has in global economies. The figures that stand at on August this year, according to IRA, was 1.3 billion in terms of premiums collected from January. But he also said, the CEO, the chief guest, that the 20 billion figure is not restrictive. This is a figure that can be surpassed. Ladies and gentlemen, you are the practitioners. There's a lot that has been spoken about today. As I wind up, conclusion, there is a lot of challenges, integrity, there is a lot of capacity issues. All this must be addressed yesterday. As the government is working very hard to push the way forward, you need to rise up to the occasion. The next frontier for our country is blue economy. This one is undoubtedly, there's no doubt about this, and the president himself is a champion of the blue economy. I would like to close by saying that very critically, AIBK and the members, cooperation is key. Working together, upholding integrity, doing a lot of capacity building, particularly working very closely with IRA. IRA, as a regulator, you know, they are policy advisors. Yeah, when we meet in Nairobi, they will report to us and tell us what the sector is saying. So it's very critical that you work together, IIBK and the members with IRA, in trying to move forward. As well as there are issues. You know, the figures, as we're saying, we are not coming up. It's because of the practice. You're not used to reinventing the new wheel. Yeah? Most of the issues that we have received from KRA was that members from insurance practitioners trying not to follow the procedure. So let's try and work together. This is for all of us. I hope I have done service to this presentation.
Yes, you have.
Thank you.
Yes, you have. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So we'll have questions for Mr. Abdallah later on, not right now, thank you. I'm sure people want to go for lunch. So a few quick announcements. Remember to have your badge as you go for lunch. We have giveaways, so do not forget to come back. And if you have not put your little piece of your tag into that raffle bag, make sure you do that. When you come back, we're going to be talking about a brand positioning, visibility. Unaonekana unafanya
My name is John Atomno, Managing Director, Amaco Insurance Company.
My name is Martha Omondi. I'm the branch manager of Voi.
My name is Francis Njenga. I'm the head of marketing.
Welcome to Amaco.
2016 marks our 16th year of operation as a company. We are licensed to do short-term business, or what is generally called general insurance products. Over the period of 16 years as a company, we have experienced tremendous growth, and we have enjoyed great support and loyalty from our customers. And we want to thank our customers that over the 16 years of operation, we have enjoyed tremendous support from our customers in Nairobi and across our branch network. Amaco is proud that over those 16 years, we've been able to extend our branch network, and today we operate in 24 locations, 4 branches in Nairobi and 20 branches across the counties.
We want to work for the people. We want to give them the very best where they are. They don't need to come to Nairobi all the way to get this, or, you know, sometimes you need to talk to somebody one-on-one so that you can explain to them and they understand.
As a matter of fact, we operate and do business in 22 county headquarters. And we want to thank the county governments, the county assemblies, and Kenyans across the counties for the support that they have given this company. It is as a result of the support, the loyalty, and the faith in us that has made this company to register impressive growth over the years.
It's important to note that last year we were voted in Agents' Choice Awards as the best customer champion company.
In 2015, our premium income was 3.5 billion, growing at 32% compared to 2014, where we closed at 2.5 billion. Looking at the industry numbers for 2015, where we grew by 32%, while the industry on average grew by 10%, it tells you that there must be something unique that makes Amaco stand out in terms of growth. And I want to believe that this has everything to do with the customer service that our customers experience when they interact with us.
We champion our customer needs. We are interested to know what they are expecting from the insurance industry.
It's not just about the small print that we have, most people have in their policy documents. For us, it is taking care of you, taking care of your assets, working with you, and giving you our best service ever.
Welcome
to
Amaco,
Africa Merchant Assurance Company.
Giving you service
beyond the obvious.
Leaders are elected, and these leaders have also been working very, very closely with the insurance sector, the underwriters, and the IRA and other stakeholders.
A word is a promise we make to ourselves. It gives us a purpose. It shows what we are made of. Sometimes all we wait for is a word. And a word is what we share with the world. No one understands this better than us at CIC. After all, we ensure your financial security by standing behind every word you stand for. CIC Group, we keep our word.
Chicken curry nedi Diana Deli Belly. Fikir nakaro, hamsa balenge. Gagijiliswa inje, etukutele ningizimu Afrika. Unga katazeki. Avez-vous laissé tomber votre portefeuille des sommets de la Tour Eiffel? Vous êtes couverts. Te has caído en una plaza de toros en España. Terminaste bien. Estás cubierto. Rane kite wawa hia, ekutu ite wawa, ite mahi, ite haka. Hipoko tonu koe. Antelu fakatil mutelakatin, efi hinan taradatan. Minkibal el mumaya il misrieti, kuntu maktaten. Taponi de chuanto, jangshi kung fuma, ni be fugela.
ICEA Lion Travel Insurance means you're covered in any language.
Ike chicken curry nedi diana Delhi Belly. Ikir nakaru, hum sab bal lenge. Gagijili swa inje, etukutele ningizimu Afrika. Unga katazeki. Avez-vous laissé tomber votre portefeuille des sommets de la Tour Eiffel? Vous êtes couverts. Te has caído en una plaza de toros en España. Terminaste bien. Estás cubierto. Rane kite wawa hia, ekutu ite wawa, ite mahi, ite haka. Hipoko tonu koe. Antelu fakatil mutelakatin, efi hinan taradatan. Minkibal el mumaya il misrieti. Kuntu maktaten. Taponi de chuanto, jangshi kung fuma, ni be fugela.
ICEA Lion Travel Insurance means you're covered in any language.
Ike chicken curry nedi diana Delhi Belly. Ikir nakaru, hum sab bal lenge. Gagijili swa inje, etukutele ningizimu Afrika. Unga katazeki. Avez-vous laissé tomber votre portefeuille des sommets de la Tour Eiffel? Vous êtes couverts. Te has caído en una plaza de toros en España. Terminaste bien. Estás cubierto. Rane kite wawa hia, ekutu ite wawa, ite mahi, ite haka. Hipoko tonu koe. Antelu fakatil mutelakatin, efi hinan taradatan. Minkibal el mumaya il misrieti, kuntu maktaten. Taponi de chuanto, jangshi kung fuma, ni be fugela.
ICEA Lion Travel Insurance means you're covered in any language.
Ike chicken curry nedi diana Delhi Belly. Ikir nakaru, hum sab bal lenge. Gagijili swa inje, etukutele ningizimu Afrika. Unga katazeki. Avez-vous laissé tomber votre portefeuille des sommets de la Tour Eiffel? Vous êtes couverts. Te has caído en una plaza de toros en España. Terminaste bien. Estás cubierto. Rane kite wawa hia, ekutu ite wawa, ite mahi, ite haka. Hipoko tonu koe. Antelu fakatil mutelakatin, efi hinan taradatan. Minkibal el mumaya il misrieti, kuntu maktaten. Taponi de chuanto, jangshi kung fuma, ni be fugela.
ICEA Lion Travel Insurance means you're covered in any language.
Ike chicken curry nedi diana Delhi Belly. Ikir nakaru, hum sab bal lenge. Gagijili swa inje, etukutele ningizimu Afrika. Unga katazeki. Avez-vous laissé tomber votre portefeuille des sommets de la Tour Eiffel? Vous êtes couverts. Te has caído en una plaza de toros en España. Terminaste bien. Estás cubierto. Rane kite wawa hia, ekutu ite wawa, ite mahi, ite haka. Hipoko tonu koe. Atelu fakat kil mutelakatin fi hinan taradatan min qibal al-mumaya al-misriyati kuntu maktatan. Tapo ni de chuanto jiangxi kungfu ma ni bei fugela.
ICEA Lion Travel Insurance means you're covered in any language.
Chicken curry nedi diana deli belly. Fikir nakaro, hum so bal lenge. Gagijili swa inje, etukutele ningizimu Afrika. Unga katazeki. Avez-vous laissé tomber votre portefeuille des sommets de la Tour Eiffel? Vous êtes couvert. Teas Cairo in una plaza del Toros en España. Reginaste bien. Estás cubierto. Rane kite wawa hia, ekutu ite wawa, ite mahi, ite haka. Hipoko tonu koe. Atelu fakat kil mutelakatin fi hinan taradatan min qibal al-mumaya al-misriyati kuntu maktatan. Tapo ni de chuanto jiangxi kungfu ma ni bei fugela.
ICEA Lion Travel Insurance means you're covered in any language.
Chicken curry nedi diana deli belly. Fikir nakaro, hum so bal lenge. Gagijili swa inje, etukutele ningizimu Afrika. Unga katazeki. Avez-vous laissé tomber votre portefeuille des sommets de la Tour Eiffel? Vous êtes couvert. Teas Cairo in una plaza del Toros en España. Reginaste bien. Estás cubierto. Rane kite wawa hia, ekutu ite wawa, ite mahi, ite haka. Hipoko tonu koe. Atelu fakat kil mutelakatin fi hinan taradatan min qibal al-mumaya al-misriyati kuntu maktatan. Tapo ni de chuanto jiangxi kungfu ma ni bei fugela.
ICEA Lion Travel Insurance means you're covered in any language.
Chicken curry nedi diana deli belly. Fikir nakaro, hum so bal lenge. Gagijili swa inje, etukutele ningizimu Afrika. Unga katazeki. Avez-vous laissé tomber votre portefeuille des sommets de la Tour Eiffel? Vous êtes couvert. Teas Cairo in una plaza del Toros en España. Reginaste bien. Estás cubierto. Rane kite wawa hia, ekutu ite wawa, ite mahi, ite haka. Hipoko tonu koe. Atelu fakat kil mutelakatin fi hinan taradatan min qibal al-mumaya al-misriyati kuntu maktatan. Tapo ni de chuanto jiangxi kungfu ma ni bei fugela.
ICEA Lion Travel Insurance means you're covered in any language.
Chicken curry nedi diana deli belly. Fikir nakaro, hum so bal lenge. Gagijili swa inje, etukutele ningizimu Afrika. Unga katazeki. Avez-vous laissé tomber votre portefeuille des sommets de la Tour Eiffel? Vous êtes couvert. Teas Cairo in una plaza del Toros en España. Reginaste bien. Estás cubierto. Rane kite wawa hia, ekutu ite wawa, ite mahi, ite haka. Hipoko tonu koe. Atelu fakat kil mutelakatin fi hinan taradatan min qibal al-mumaya al-misriyati kuntu maktatan. Tapo ni de chuanto jiangxi kungfu ma ni bei fugela.
ICEA Lion Travel Insurance means you're covered in any language.
Chicken curry nedi diana deli belly. Dikir nakaro, hamsa balenge. Gagijilis wa inje, etukutele ningizimu Afrika. Unga katazeki. Avez-vous laissé tomber votre portefeuille des sommets de la Tour Eiffel? Vous êtes couvert. Te has caído en una plaza del toros en España. Terminaste bien. Estás cubierto. Rane kite wawa here, ekutu ite wawa, ite mahi, ite haka. Hipoko tonu koe. Antelu fakat kil mutelakatin, efi hinan taradatan. Min kibal el mumaya il misriyeti, kuntu maktaten. Taponi de chuanto, jangshi konfuma, ni be fugela.
ICEA Lion Travel Insurance means you're covered in any language.
Dike chicken curry nedi diana deli belly. Dikir nakaro, hamsa balenge. Gagijilis wa inje, etukutele ningizimu Afrika. Unga katazeki. Avez-vous laissé tomber votre portefeuille des sommets de la Tour Eiffel? Vous êtes couvert. Te has caído en una plaza del toros en España. Terminaste bien. Estás cubierto. Rane kite wawa here, ekutu ite wawa, ite mahi, ite haka. Hipoko tonu koe. Antelu fakat kil mutelakatin, efi hinan taradatan. Min kibal el mumaya il misriyeti, kuntu maktaten. Taponi de chuanto, jangshi konfuma, ni be fugela.
ICEA Lion Travel Insurance means you're covered in any language.
Dike chicken curry nedi diana deli belly. Dikir nakaro, hamsa balenge. Gagijilis wa inje, etukutele ningizimu Afrika. Unga katazeki. Avez-vous laissé tomber votre portefeuille des sommets de la Tour Eiffel? Vous êtes couvert. Te has caído en una plaza del toros en España. Terminaste bien. Estás cubierto. Rane kite wawa here, ekutu ite wawa, ite mahi, ite haka. Hipoko tonu koe. Antelu fakat kil mutelakatin, efi hinan taradatan. Min kibal el mumaya il misriyeti, kuntu maktaten. Taponi de chuanto, jangshi konfuma, ni be fugela.
ICEA Lion Travel Insurance means you're covered in any language.
Dike chicken curry nedi diana deli belly. Dikir nakaro, hamsa balenge. Gagijilis wa inje, etukutele ningizimu Afrika. Unga katazeki. Avez-vous laissé tomber votre portefeuille des sommets de la Tour Eiffel? Vous êtes couvert.
And that's why we have always been having annual conferences, because of the support we get from this insurance industry and the IRA, and of course because of our aggressive leaders. The events have always been very successful because of the choice of the key speakers in the conferences. We consider so many factors before we choose those speakers, and we have always been very keen on the choice of the topics. Some of these topics have been very key to